Hi everyone, welcome back to the A to Z DSA series by Striver. And today we'll be solving this question, that is find missing number in an array. So basically this question, let's give a quick read on this question. It says given an array nums containing n distinct numbers in the range 0 to n, return the only number in the range that is missing from the array. We are having a array that is called nums and contains n distinct numbers, right? Will be given, and the range is from 0 to n. So basically we are given an array of nums. Here this is the array, you can see, containing n distinct elements like 1 2 3, a total 3 elements. So the range of the element is 0 to 3, right? And we have to check whether between 0 to 3 any number is missing or not. So here of course between 0 to 3 2 is missing, so we will write that missing number here. The example 2, let's count how many numbers are present here. 1 2, we have two numbers present, right? So we will check what are the number missing here. So of course the range is last is 2, so 2 is missing here, right? That's the answer. Here let's count how many numbers are present. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 numbers are present here. So between 0 to 9 we have 8 that's missing from this array, so the answer will be 8. This our main task is to find a missing number between this range, that is 0 to n. Okay. So now the first brute force that comes to my mind is, just keep on checking, using the two pointed approach, or you can use a set, or you can just check one array with the next first array with the second array, something like that, right? So I have done this solution, the brute force, using kind of say two pointers approach. So here I have taken the initial, I have taken the size of the array, that is I have used a variable, and to which is basically taking the size of the array, that's nums, right? And we are having a for loop here, that's the outermost for loop we are running. Okay, we have the for loop is running from I is equals to 0 till n also, right? Because you have to check whether that range n is also present or not. That's why we have given is equals to sign here, right? And I've initialized a variable that is flag. Okay, so how I'm doing is like, let me explain it to you in the notepad. Okay, so in this example we have 3 0 1, right? Yeah. So what it will do, 0 is our indexing is 0 1 and then till 3, right? So this is our outer loop, right? So what it's actually like, this outer loop 0 will check, okay, this 3 will check, okay, whether there is any index or not. Yes, there is an index for 3, right? So it's gone. 0 will check whether there is an index for 0 or not. Yes, there is. And 1 will also check. Yes, there is an index. And then there anything left out? Yes, there is. Like for 2 there is no elements present, right? Nothing is present, so we will return the true, as simple as that. So we are using a for loop to traverse the outer main array, that is from 0 to n, right? Is equals to 0 till n. And then we are checking, we have used another for loop to check whether if nums j, if the elements present here is equals to this I, like is present with the index. Okay, if it is there, then break, of course that element is there. But if that, one one index is still left out, then just return that index, because at that point we don't have that element, right? So that's why you have given if flag is equals to 0. If flag is not coming with an with an element, then just break it there itself and just return I. That simple as that. And this return -1, it's for avoiding some other things, like it can be an empty array or some other cases. And what will be the time complexity for this? The time complexity will be, of course, we can see that here inside a for loop we have another for loop. It's not like both the for loops are separated. Among one for loop we have another for loop, so it will be of course n into n, which is n square, right? That is equal 1 this, and then which is equals to 0 of n square, right? Oh sorry, O of n square. And of course the space complexity is, constant here, because we did not use any other data structure like SAT or anything map. We did not use those. We have just used the for loop. So the space complexity will be fine. And the time complexity will be a little really kitchery, because it's O big O of on, like, it's n square, like it's huge. But this is not the better, of course. This is just the simple brute force. Now let's look to the better approach. Okay. So here I have done the better approach also. This is the better approach. Okay. So now let's look at this. So this better approach is basically done by hashing, because in the previous one we had the time complexity of big O of n square, which is very huge, and you have to now reduce it to big O of n at least for the better, right? So what we have done, we have used hashing here. Now let me explain how this hashing works. Okay. So again, let's suppose we have this. Okay. This example, first one, and this is the thing. Okay. So what it is doing, you can see. See, I have taken a input of hash, that is n plus 1, because it have to check the nth nums also, right? It have to check the nth element also. Therefore I have taken n plus 1 till starting from 0, and I have run a for loop here, right? And it's taking the input of those elements, right? Now what it will do, see, this for loop will work basically. Okay, 3 is there, yeah, there is an index, cut it. Okay. And then 0 is there, yeah, 0 is also there, cut it. And this 1 is also there, make it cut, yeah. What is left out? 2 is left out, right? 2 is left out, which is false. This all will become 1 1 here. Positive hash actually works like that. Everything is true because everything is present, but 2 is left out, right? So which is 0. So therefore, see, in the I have taken, this is the way of initialize hashing. And I've told already why I've taken n plus 1 here, because we have to take till n. And for I have run this loop to take the inputs of the numbers that is present in the array. And then I have taken this another for loop here. This hashing will check the index, which index is equals to 0, because hashing will cut all the elements and their indexes also. But which index will be left out with 0, false, that hashing will return that, basically return that element as soon as it finds out. And then return minus 1 is for other cases, as I have told. And here, if what will be the time complexity? Of course, like no for loops are together, both are in separate. Therefore big O of n, big O of 2n, which is basically big O of n. You have to tell to the interviewer like big O of 2n, which is equals to big O of n, because we don't take any constant or something like that. And here the space complexity will be big O of n, because I have taken a vector to store the elements, right? So the next solution we have is the optimal one, where we will be doing it like space complexity will be also be big O of 1, and the time complexity will be also be big O of n, right? So now let's, or it can be big O of 1, sorry. Now let's look to the like the optimal approach. Okay, so this is basically the optimal approach. You can see in maths we have learned a thing like, that is this formula. This formula basically helps to find out the summation of, suppose here our n is 9, sorry, here n is equals to 3, right? So this formula n minus 1 divided by 2, this formula, sorry, it will be n plus, right? Yeah, this formula will basically help us to find, if we put 3 here in the place of n, this formula will help us to find the summation of first those numbers given in the range. Okay, so here what I have done, see, I have taken sum, and then again here. So I'm iterating through. This is also a way of traversing through a array, right? So I have taken auto I till traverse through nums, and this for loop will basically add those elements present here. So this will become 3 plus 1, 4, right? This will become like that. So the till now here we have got 3 plus 1, that is 4. And here what it will do, this return will basically give the original size of the array, that is till 3. So what here we have, of course till 3 the size of the array will be 6, because 0 plus 1 plus, see if you put it here also you can do like this, will give the summation of first those element present. 3 plus 1 by 2. What is the answer? Of course it's 12 by 2, which is to 6, right? So this is the 6, and here what is the answer of this elements? It's 4, right? So what it is doing, 6 minus 4, which is equals to 2. This is basically returning that. See here this for loop is using to find the summation of the summation of the elements that is present inside the array, and this here, this is giving the range of that n. This n is finding the actual summation, and the difference will be the that is our left element, that is 2 here in example 1. That is our final answer, n into this minus the sum, right? And other than this we also have another approach, that is the XOR one. Okay, and you can, and okay, let's discuss about the time complexity here. Of course it's very easy and very simple. Its time complexity is big O of n, right? Because we have single for loop here, and the space will also be big O of 1. It's very like the best, of course, right? Better than the better approach. That's why it's optimal. And now let's look to the XOR solution. Okay, so this is the XOR one. Okay, so see XOR, and in XOR the things you have, for XOR you have to learn this concept, but for now you can just take that like to XOR into any the same number. Okay, if I do XOR of 2 of 2, 2 XOR 2, then it will be 0. Okay, XOR into the XOR of same numbers is actually always 0. Okay, just remember that 3 XOR of 3 is equals to 0. Okay, so since here again you can see in this example, okay, same here. So in this example, let's remove this 301, this is our indexing, right? So this will basically iterate. Okay, in the main, for this first I have taken x1 and x2, that is XOR 1 and XOR 2 you can take, and then this is for traversing the main array, and this XOR 1 is taking the XOR of element, okay, the elements that is present, and XOR 2 is taking the index. So see 0 0 present here, so it will be 0. 1 1 is also present here, that it will be 0. 3 is also there, it will be 0. 3 3 is XOR of, it's 0. But 2, there is no another 2, so it will be 1, right? So that function will be remained, because everything will be false, the left out function. This is how we can do this question. So I have taken this 2 XOR and I have taken a for loop, and here what I'm doing is that taking first XOR is basically helping us to find the XOR of the numbers elements present in the array, and then the second XOR is taking the XOR of the element, like sorry, index of those element, and when the index and the elements are same, the XOR will be 0. But if it's not, then return that. As simple as that, the left out XOR. Of course the time complexity will be big O of n, because I have used a single for loop here, and the space complexity will be big O of 1, because there is no other vectors or sets. I did not use such data structure here. So this is the solution of this question. We have completely done the 4 different solutions, that is for the missing number, and I know in this video I couldn't give my 100% because I'm not really well. I'm not really doing from last few days. I hope you like the video. If you did, then give a like. And yeah, do let me know if you have any doubt in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.